Hello and welcome, hockey fans, to this episode of Red Cape Sports. Today's video is going to be, well, let's call it different from the typical video, but today we're going to be breaking down basically an episode of Would You Rather, meaning would you rather have player A or player B card? Candidate 1 today is the man that realistically looks like the prime candidate in a game of Clue, Austin Matthews, and probably the greatest player in the NHL right now, Connor McDavid. Both players are relatively young, they both score lots of goals. So I'm just going to jump into the stats and really give a breakdown on if I were investing in these players. In one of the two, I certainly am. But basically, I'm going to break down why I think that you should also maybe invest more money into one player rather than the other. So we're going to jump on into it. So starting with the greatest hockey player or anyone to lace up the skates in the last couple years, arguably speaking, that is, Connor McDavid, aka Connor McJesus. They call him McJesus because what can't this man do on the ice? He's quick, he's got the filthiest hands, just a role model, a leader. Can't say enough about the guy. He's only 23 years old. Compare that to Austin Matthews, 22 years old. But the thing that really gets to me here, guys, so McDavid is 23 and Austin Matthews is 22. But the goal differential for an entire season's of difference, and yeah, I get it, Connor McDavid, yeah, he had a decent rookie season, but he was injured and this and that. But currently there's only a 4-goal differential. So McDavid currently leads 162 to 158. So only 4-goal differential. I was actually shocked to find that out myself when I was doing the research for this video, that there's only a 4-goal differential. But, the main thing here is the fact that Connor McDavid, we'll call him a much more well-rounded player, bringing in the assist. And I mean, realistically, outside of Leon Draisaitl, he doesn't have too much to work with compared to Matthews, right? They both play in a large market city. Obviously, I'll still probably give the nod to Toronto, but it's almost funny that Connor McDavid is playing in the shadows of '99, the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Now, in one season's difference, there are a major difference in terms of points. Connor McDavid has played in 351 games, totaling 469 points. Absolutely incredible for today's day and age, averaging well over a point per game. And Austin Matthews, he just barely is there currently. So in 282 games, he's averaging 285 points. Now, okay, so who would I rather invest in? Well, if we look at pricing currently, we can see that Austin Matthews is significantly cheaper. And it's funny because as I mentioned this today, for whatever reason it is, Connor McDavid's prices have skyrocketed nearly 74%. So his PSA 10 is currently going for around $1,200, and it's currently climbing. So I'm not sure what his prices will be by the time this video gets posted, but today, being July 6th, you can buy his PSA 10 for around $1,200 or his BGS 9.5 for around $850 to $900 Canadian, guys. So those are the price differentials. And I mean, for a guy who's got the Hart Trophy, the Art Ross Trophy twice, and the Ted Lindsay Trophy twice, $1,200 still, at least in my opinion, is relatively cheap. He's 23 years old, so he's probably at least still got, another 10 plus years of playing. He hasn't won a cup yet, guys. And, even with Team Canada, he's still yet to show exactly what he can do. So his career is bright, certainly. Now, on this flip side, Austin Matthews, I'm just going to flat out come out and say it, guys. I believe that Austin Matthews is the better choice for investment. Now, the reason being for that, the goals, right? At the end of the day, goals are exactly what drives the market, and Austin Matthews is right there. His first 4 seasons in the NHL, back-to-back seasons of at least 30 goals. If it weren't for the pandemic, and Corona ending this season, I strongly believe Austin Matthews would have notched 50 goals. So that would have just been, you know, another little accolade for him there as well. But at the end of the day, he's a natural-born goal scorer. I think if he's on a 2-on-1 coming down the other end of the ice, he's going to shoot rather than pass. And at the end of the day, McDavid, certainly, whether he scores or he passes and gets an assist, either way he views it as a point. And don't get me wrong, that's great. But I actually like the fact that Austin Matthews is a bit more selfish. The goals at the end of the day is what's going to drive the market. And don't get me wrong, Edmonton is a major market. Certainly is, playing in the shadows of Wayne Gretzky. But Toronto is crazy. I don't know about you all, but if you live in Ontario, no matter where you live, as great and as vast as Ontario is as a province, you can go to Ottawa, you know, you can really go anywhere. But everyone seems to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. That's their team, Canada, this is our game. So in one way, shape, or form, even if you hate the Maple Leafs, you end up loving them. And I strongly feel like Austin Matthews is one of the faces of the team. Certainly he's not wearing the C. Eventually one day he might. And again, guys, when we look at the specific pricing here, Austin Matthews for a PSA 10 in Canadian dollars, $440-ish to, let's say, $500, because that's currently what the market's going for. If you compare that to Connor McDavid, his PSA 10 at $1,200, that means that the market is currently saying that McDavid is twice the player as Austin Matthews. Is that the case? Honestly, maybe so. That's how great Connor McDavid is. But if you ask me, I'd rather put the money. I would grab 2 Austin Matthews cards. Guys, I could buy 3 of these guys. Literally 3 of these cards for the price of one McDavid. Now, don't get me wrong. I still believe McDavid's prices legitimately have the room to potentially double in price if he wins a cup or 2 within his career. But at the end of the day, Austin Matthews, don't get me wrong, I do not think he's that far behind Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid is the greatest player on the planet right now. I'll throw that out there. No shade to Connor. But at the end of the day, if you have to invest your money, put it into Austin Matthews rather. Well, that's the end of the video, guys. If you agree with me, let me know down in the comments below. If you think I'm still out in left field and there's tumbleweeds blowing and I have no idea what I'm talking about, let me know as well in the comments. Please go check out our Facebook group. It's completely free. I believe Mitch just got a notification now, someone commenting on there. And yeah, guys, it's just a really fun, interactive group. All right, buy some Austin Matthews cards, for crying out loud. Dude, do you think Austin Matthews ever killed a man?